You think you need a COO. You probably don't. Not yet. And if you hire one in the next 90 days, there's a real chance it turns into the most expensive mistake you make all year. I've watched founders at $2, $3, $4 million do this exact thing. They're buried. So they hire a COO, senior operator on a six-figure salary, brought in to finally run the day-to-day so they don't have to. Person looks great on paper, but 9 months later, the founder is more buried than before the hire. The operator's already got one foot out the door, and nobody in the company can tell you exactly what went wrong. So before you post that job, I'm going to show you exactly when a COO is the right move, when it's a six-figure hole in your year, and the thing you have to build first, or the hire fails no matter who you put in the seat. If we haven't met, I'm JD Bach. I help 7- and 8-figure founders scale, sell, or step back by getting the order right. Your capacity first, then your systems, one layer at a time. Now, let me tell you where you probably are right now. You're the one everything runs through. The decision nobody else will make, the client only you can calm down, and all of it lands back on you. You've likely got a capable team. I mean, you wouldn't have kept them otherwise. But when things get chaotic, every one of them still comes to you first. You're answering questions on Sunday that should have been handled 3 levels down, all the way back from last Wednesday. And somewhere in the last few months, you had the painful thought for the first time, I don't know how much more of this I can handle. I need someone who can run this so I can get out of the middle of it. And that thought's correct. The business does need to run without you in the center of every loop. The problem's the move you're about to make to get there. Because the story in your head is that there's one hire that fixes this. One operator walks in, takes the engine, and you go do the things that only you could do. That's the picture every founder thinks of at this size. I mean, that's what all the internet gurus out there are talking about, right? And it's the one that drains a couple $100,000 a year of your life when it goes wrong. And the worst part is you won't see why until the money's already spent. Now look, the instinct isn't dumb. You're overloaded. A COO runs operations for a living, so hiring one feels like the obvious move. Here's what it misses though. If you bring that person in right now, what are you actually planning to hand them? Walk through it. Is there a written scorecard the team can read without asking you? A meeting cadence that runs whether you're around or not? And the decisions, have those even been sorted yet? The ones that need you split from the ones that don't. For most founders at this stage, none of that exists on paper. It's all in your head. You are the scorecard and the cadence, and you're still the filter every decision runs through. So your new operator isn't taking over a working operation. There isn't one yet. 150 grand or more a year, and there's nothing for them to run. And from there, it only goes 2 ways. Either they try to build all the missing structure themselves, which takes 12 to 18 months, and the version they build is just a generic one from their last company that doesn't really fit how your business wins, or they give up building it and just start doing what you do. They become a second you, another expensive person standing in the middle of every decision. And now you're paying twice for the problem you hired them to solve. I need you to hear this part clearly. It's not that you hired the wrong person. Handing them a seat that doesn't exist yet. And you can't fix that by hiring better, because the reason that seat doesn't exist sits one level deeper than the hire. Underneath all of this is something almost nobody talks about. You can't hand off what you haven't built the capacity to hold yet. And it's easy to hear that wrong. I'm not saying you have to be able to do every job in the business at an expert level before you can let it go. You don't. What I mean is the thing you're trying to hand off doesn't live in a system yet. It lives in you. And exactly how much of it still lives in you is something you can actually measure, which matters a lot before you ever post a job. So the real question isn't who you hire, it's how you get it out of you and into something that runs without you. And there's a way to do that. So the work is 2 parts. You get those patterns out of your head and into the system, the SOPs and the standards that show how the work gets done. and you build the capacity to let someone else run it without reaching back in to take it over. A COO can't take that off your plate because it was never a task that you could hand someone. So the order has to flip. You don't hire the operator and hope the systems show up. You build the systems first, get them holding, and then decide whether you even need one person to run them. And it's more doable than it sounds. Running operations isn't one job, it's four. I call it the engine chief function. And once you see the four pieces, the whole thing stops being this big, scary fire you're betting the whole year on. It becomes something you can build. And the fourth one's the piece almost every founder skips. Now, number one, cadence ownership. The meetings happen on time, the right people are in them, and they produce decisions instead of updates. Number two, cross-functional coordination. When sales and delivery and finance need to move together, there's someone that makes them move together without it routing back to you. Number three, execution integrity. What got decided in those meetings gets done by the following meeting, and someone's watching that it does. Now, number four, standards enforcement. The bar holds when you're not around because the standard's built into how the work gets checked, not into whether you're standing there watching. This is the one almost everyone skips, and it's why the other three slip the moment you look away. That's the job, 4 duties. And this changes everything. You don't need to hire one person to carry all 4. You take those 4 duties and you hand them one at a time to people already on your team. Your sharpest project lead can own cadence, or somebody who already lives across departments can take coordination. You give one piece to one person, you build the simple system that makes that piece run without you. And then you do the hard part. You let them hold it the first time things get nutty, because that's the real test. Not the calm week, the week it all hits at once. Big client blows up, your best person's out, and month's KPIs aren't looking so good. That's when you find out if the handoff's real. And I'll tell you what your gut does in that exact moment, because I've felt it, and every founder I talk to has felt it. The second you feel it coming apart in your hands, something in you screams to grab it all back, to step in, to take the decision and fix it yourself, because that's the fastest, safest path you know. That pull has a name. It's part of you that kept the business alive when you were the only one who could catch the thing nobody else could catch. It saved you at 400,000, but it'll wreck you at 4 million, because it fires the same alarm it always did, and it has no idea the business outgrew it. If you reach in and take it back the first time something breaks, the handoff was never real. Person learns that holding the piece was temporary. That real owner is still you, and inside of a few weeks, everything routes back to the center, exactly like before. Now you've got a roll on paper that says they own it, but a reality that says you still do. But if you can still sit on your hands and let them hold it through the hard week, something locks in. If they held it when it got hard and it didn't break, that's the proof. And proof is the only thing that makes a handoff permanent. You do that with one duty, then the next, one piece at a time, each with a system under it. And a tough week it has to survive. And little by little, the engine starts running on the team instead of on you. And once a couple of those pieces are holding without you, the whole COO question looks completely different. So now we come back to the COO question with fresh eyes. After you've distributed those 4 duties and watched them hold, one of 2 things is true. Most of the time you look up and 3 of your own people are confidently carrying the engine between them. And you didn't even need a COO at all. You never did. You needed the function and you built it. And it's cheaper and stronger than the hire would have been because the people running it already know your business and how it wins. Sometimes the data says something different. The duties are holding, the volume's real, and it actually makes sense to pull those 4 pieces under one seat. When that's true, you'll know, because you won't be hoping a hire fixes a mess. You'll be handing a proven, already running operation to one person to steward. That hire works because now there's a real engine to run instead of a fire to walk into. That's the whole difference. It was never whether you hire a COO, it's when. If you want to see how much of your business is still running through you right now before you spend $1 on a hire, that's exactly what the founder dependence diagnostic measures. It walks you through where dependence is deepest, which piece of that engine sheet function are still sitting on your desk, and which one to hand off first. The link's in the description. That pull I described, one that makes you reach in and grab it all back, is the single biggest reason founders stay stuck in the middle of their own business. It has almost nothing to do with your team. It's about what the work is protecting in you. And once you see it firing, you can stop obeying it. And that's the first real step of getting out of the center. I'll see you in the next video.